The story of Benny Hill and his long-running television legacy is often remembered for its unmistakable blend of slapstick comedy, rapid-fire sketches, and iconic musical cues. For decades, his work entertained audiences across Britain and around the world, shaping a unique style of visual humor that became instantly recognizable. However, behind the laughter and global popularity, there were also shifting cultural attitudes, growing criticism, and controversy that would eventually surround his later career. To understand how his show rose, thrived, and ultimately faced backlash, it is important to look at both the life of the comedian and the changing entertainment landscape that defined his era. Early life and family background. Alfred Hawthorne Hill, known professionally as Benny Hill, was born in Southampton, England. His upbringing was influenced by a mix of ordinary working-class life and a subtle connection to performance traditions through his family history. His father worked in a surgical appliance shop, while his grandfather had been a circus clown, hinting at an inherited link to entertainment. Hill's early education did not immediately point towards show business, and he took on several ordinary jobs. These included working at Woolworths, delivering milk, driving, and even operating a bridge. These experiences exposed him to everyday characters that later shaped his comedic style. Military service. During World War II, Hill was called up for military service and trained in the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers. His role involved working as a mechanic, maintaining and repairing essential military vehicles and equipment. He also served as a truck driver and searchlight operator, contributing to wartime operations. In 1944, he was deployed to Normandy during a critical stage of the Allied campaign. Later, he joined the Combined Services Entertainment Division, where performers entertained troops to boost morale. This experience introduced him directly to organized performance environments and helped him develop timing, stage awareness, and audience engagement skills. Early performance foundations in entertainment. After the war, Hill transitioned into entertainment through behind-the-scenes work as an assistant stage manager in touring productions. This role allowed him to observe the structure of live performances closely, including pacing, coordination, and comedic timing. These technical insights became essential to his later work. He also began experimenting with performance itself, gradually moving toward onstage and radio appearances. Exposure to different theatrical environments helped him understand how humor could be shaped for different audiences. This period marked the beginning of his transformation from a working professional into a developing entertainer with growing ambition and skill. Inspiration and development of a stage identity. Hill's comedic style was heavily influenced by traditional British music hall entertainment, which featured exaggerated characters, physical humor, and variety acts. He admired performers who could command attention through timing and expression rather than dialogue alone. One of his key inspirations was American entertainer Jack Benny, known for his understated comedic delivery. In tribute, Hill adopted the stage name Benny. This period also helped him refine his identity as a performer who relied on visual humor, gestures, and physical comedy. These influences became central to the comedic language he would later bring to television audiences. Breakthrough in radio entertainment. Hill's professional breakthrough came through radio, where he first gained widespread attention on programs such as Variety Bandbox in the late 1940s. His ability to adapt his humor to audio-only formats demonstrated his versatility as a performer. Without visual elements, he relied on voice control, timing, and witty dialogue to engage listeners. His performances resonated strongly enough to earn him further opportunities in broadcasting. Radio success allowed him to establish a reputation in the entertainment industry and set the stage for his transition into television, which was rapidly becoming the dominant medium of the era. Transition to television and growing popularity. By the early 1950s, Hill began appearing on television, a medium that allowed him to expand his comedic style visually. The shift was crucial as it enabled him to combine physical humor with visual storytelling. His sketches often relied on exaggerated movement, facial expressions, and silent comedic timing. Over time, he developed a recognizable performance style that set him apart from other entertainers. Television exposure significantly increased his popularity and helped him reach a broader audience. This period laid the groundwork for the development of his signature show, which would later define his career for decades: the rise of The Benny Hill Show. The Benny Hill Show became a major success, blending slapstick comedy, musical parody, and fast-paced sketches. Its format relied heavily on visual gags, quick scene transitions, and recurring comedic characters. The show's humor often crossed language barriers, helping it gain international popularity. Hill's mischievous on-screen persona became central to its appeal, supported by ensemble casts and choreographed comedic sequences. Running for decades, the program became one of the most recognizable British television exports. Its distinctive style influenced later sketch comedy formats and established Hill as a global entertainment figure with a lasting cultural footprint, expanding creative roles and versatility. Beyond his television sketch work, Hill demonstrated impressive range in other entertainment formats. He participated in radio revivals, topical satire, and even dramatic productions. Notably, he appeared in adaptations of classical works such as Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, showcasing his ability to perform beyond comedy. These roles highlighted his adaptability and willingness to experiment with different genres. He also created recurring radio characters that became audience favorites, reinforcing his reputation as a versatile performer. This diversity in his career helped sustain his relevance during changing entertainment trends throughout the 1960s and 1970s, changing cultural attitudes and emerging criticism. As the decades progressed, audience expectations and cultural standards began to shift significantly. Humor that had once been widely accepted started to face greater scrutiny, particularly regarding portrayals of gender and physical comedy. Some sketches in Hill's later television work were criticized for their depiction of women and reliance on visual objectification. Although the show remained popular with many viewers, critics argued that it reflected outdated comedic norms. This growing tension between traditional slapstick humor and evolving social values created increasing debate around the program's place in modern television culture. Decline, backlash, and legacy. In the late 1980s, criticism of The Benny Hill Show intensified as television audiences and broadcasters reassessed comedic content. One widely discussed sketch contributed to heightened controversy, reinforcing concerns about changing social standards. Eventually, declining support and shifting network priorities led to the show's cancellation in 1989. Despite its end, Benny Hill's influence on comedy remained significant. His fast-paced editing style and visual humor continued to inspire later productions. While opinions about his work remain mixed, his impact on television comedy is undeniable, marking him as both a product and a symbol of his era. Conclusion: Benny Hill's career reflects the evolution of entertainment across radio, early television, and modern broadcast comedy. From humble beginnings and wartime service to international fame, his journey illustrates how performance styles can both define and be challenged by changing cultural values. While his work brought laughter to millions, it also became part of a broader conversation about humor, representation, and societal change. Today, his legacy remains complex, celebrated for its innovation in visual comedy, yet also viewed through the lens of shifting cultural awareness that reshaped how audiences interpret entertainment history.